Okay, let's face it. If you're running a small to medium-sized enterprise right now, it feels like a constant battle, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You're up against the big players, customer access keeps changing, costs are always creeping up, and just keeping pace with technology, that feels like another full-time job.
It's a really tough landscape out there.
It is. But imagine turning those challenges sort of into opportunities. What if SMEs could band together and build the tools they actually need? That's the core idea we're digging into today. The Samong SME Super App.
Exactly. And we've got this analysis document here. The title translates to Analysis of Why Samong SME Super App is Worth Investing in.
Right.
And what it describes isn't just, another piece of software for SMEs.
Mm.
It's a really interesting idea where the SME owners themselves can actually invest in the solution, become stakeholders.
Okay.
So our goal in this deep dive is to really unpack the key arguments for this investment. See what makes it different,
Yeah.
Give you a clear picture of the potential without getting bogged down in all the tech talk.
Okay, so first off, what really jumped out at me was this idea that the Samong SME Super App is built by and for SMEs. Now, that sounds different from just buying standard software. Why is that distinction so important?
Well, because most off-the-shelf software, it has to aim for the biggest market possible.
Sure.
Right.
Generic.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Which means it often doesn't quite fit the very specific niche needs of, say, your SME or your particular industry.
Right. You end up trying to bend your processes to fit the software.
Precisely. So the super app model, it flips that script. It's designed as a collaborative thing where SMEs in the same field can actually co-create the features they really need for their day-to-day. It directly hits that pain point of trying to squeeze into software that wasn't built for you.
That makes a lot of sense. So the software adapts to them, not the other way around. The analysis also mentions these terms, business unit as a service and mindfulness as a service. Can you break those down? What do they mean practically for an SME owner?
Okay, think of business unit as a service, as
Yeah.
like your digital command center, your HQ maybe.
Okay.
It's designed for how SMEs actually work. Imagine one single place where you can manage project planning, team stuff, documents, check industry standards, and, crucially, analyze your own business data to see what's working, all integrated.
Like a digital office hub.
Kind of, yeah, a central hub for your core functions. Then mindfulness as a service, that's pitched as an AI personal assistant.
An AI assistant.
Yeah, think of it like a smart helper. It can help you prioritize, manage your schedule better, just work more efficiently. It might learn your habits and suggest the best time to tackle certain tasks, for example.
So streamlining and getting smarter insights. Crucial stuff for SMEs trying to compete. Now, the analysis also talks about SME owners becoming a stakeholder in tech growth. That sounds like more than just using an app. It's deeper, right?
Absolutely. This is a really, really key part of the Samong model. It's not just, here, buy a license.
Right.
The whole setup is an investment opportunity.
Right.
SME owners can actually put money into the tech startup that's building their group's specific super app. They become shareholders.
And shifting from just being a customer to being an owner, that opens up different potential benefits beyond just the software itself.
Precisely. If the tech startup developing their super app does well, grows, becomes successful, these SME shareholders could benefit financially. Two main ways. First, dividends a share of the profits.
Okay.
And second, the value of their stock could increase as the startup's value grows. So it's positioned as another way to build wealth, one that actually supports their main business.
Okay, now this is where I think it gets really compelling. Building something like this, a sophisticated super app, it sounds incredibly expensive and risky for one SME to do alone. How does the Samong approach deal with that?
Yeah, the analysis hits that head on. It admits, look, for most individual SMEs, the cost and complexity of building something like this from scratch, almost impossible.
Right.
And this is where the ICT technology comes in. That's described as the core foundation. It's the robust, established tech platform that all these different SME super apps will be built upon.
And is this ICT tech brand new, unproven?
No, not at all. The analysis makes a point of saying ICT has been developed over a long time, and it's already been tested, heavily tested, in over 100 applications within their Samong sandbox.
Okay, so it's got a track record.
It does. So the tech startups the SMEs invest in, they're not starting from zero. They're building on something solid and proven. That massively reduces the usual R&D risks and, importantly, speeds up development time. A lot.
So instead of every group trying to reinvent the wheel, they're all using this reliable engine underneath.
Exactly. And there's this concept they mentioned, the software genome within ICT. Think of it like a big library of pre-built software blocks.
Okay.
Instead of coding every single little thing from scratch, developers can grab existing modules, tweak them, combine them to create new features quickly. The analysis uses this analogy of mutation instead of a total rebuild.
Ah, interesting. Faster adaptation.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of how fast and, crucially, how cost-effectively they can add or change features. And that translates to much lower costs long-term, both for the initial build and for keeping it updated.
That efficiency and sharing resources, that definitely makes sense for SMEs. But, a huge concern for any business owner is control. How much real say do the SMEs actually get in how their super app develops?
Well, the proposed ownership structure is specifically set up to give SMEs the main voice. The analysis outlines this model where the SMEs, as a group, would hold a 60% majority stake in their specific super app's tech startup.
60%, that's a clear majority.
It is. And that majority ownership gives them real clout over the big decisions, what features get built, how it looks and feels, the overall direction. It ensures the tech actually serves their needs, which is often not the case with external platforms where you have basically zero input.
And what about the other 40%? Who holds that?
That's proposed to be held by Samong Co., Ltd. Their stake represents their initial investment, primarily the ICE technology itself.
Okay.
Their role seems to be about making sure development meets certain technical standards and that everything fits within the wider Samong ecosystem. It's framed as a partnership, balancing SME control with technical guidance.
Got it. So they have the tech foundation, SMEs have control. But the analysis also talks about expanding networks via a Samong super app ecosystem. What does that mean in practice for an SME?
Right, so imagine your specific super app isn't just floating out there alone.
Yeah.
It's connected, part of a bigger digital neighborhood, if you will.
Uh-huh.
This Samong super app ecosystem aims to link different SME groups together, maybe across different sectors, maybe within the same supply chain. This opens up doors, opportunities to connect with new customers who are already in the ecosystem, find new suppliers, maybe even form partnerships with other businesses on the network.
Creates a network effect.
Exactly. That network effect can be a really powerful engine for growth and finding new ways to collaborate.
And it sounds like it's not just about the local Thai market either. The analysis mentioned accessing global markets.
That's definitely a key strategic goal they highlight. The whole Samong ecosystem is being designed to support both domestic and international business. So your SME super app could become essentially a digital channel to get your products or services seen by a global audience.
Wow. So like a small artisan business here could potentially connect with buyers overseas through this.
That's the vision, yes.
Yeah.
And it even goes a step further. If one SME group super app turns out to be really successful, develop some truly innovative features.
Yeah.
There's potential mentioned to license or maybe even sell that specific technology to similar SME groups in other countries. Imagine that creating a whole new revenue stream by exporting your group's digital innovation.
That's fascinating. Not just exporting products, but exporting the tech itself. Okay, one last big challenge for SMEs, finding and keeping good staff, especially tech talent. How does the super model potentially help with that?
This is where that centralized development, powered by ICE, really comes into play again. The analysis explains that the common sort of foundational systems most SMEs need, sales tools, purchasing, payments, basic accounting, inventory.
The basics, yeah.
Right. Those core systems will be developed centrally using ICE. That means the underlying code and the connections, the APIs, they only need to be built once to serve all the connected super apps.
Ah, so each individual SME group startup doesn't have to build those core pieces themselves.
Exactly. Think of the savings. Less code to write, fewer specialized tech people needed for those basics, faster development time, lower costs overall.
Huge efficiency gain.
Massive. And what that does is it frees up the individual tech startup for each SME group, they call them spoke super apps, to really pour their resources into the specialized stuff. Developing the unique features and the targeted marketing that matters for their specific industry and region without getting bogged down rebuilding basic plumbing.
So economies of scale for the foundations, which lets them focus on innovation where it counts most for them. That sounds much smarter, especially with talent being so hard to find.
Precisely. Take care of the common core centrally and empower the individual groups to focus on what makes them unique and competitive.
This has been a really insightful look at this Samong SME super app idea. It really does seem to position SMEs differently, not just as tech users, but as potential tech owners and shapers.
Absolutely. I think that's the core message from the analysis, and it's quite powerful. This is framed as a genuine chance for SMEs to become owners of innovation
Mm.
that could really elevate their businesses, maybe the whole SME sector.
And the investment isn't just about getting a tool, it's about building a stake in a more stable and sustainable future for their own operations.
Yes, exactly. And while, any startup has challenges, the analysis acknowledges that it also points to the strong tech foundation, the supportive ecosystem, and maybe most importantly, the collective power of the SMEs themselves driving it forward.
So, for you listening, it really makes you think, what could it mean for your business if you weren't just using the tech tools available, but you were actually a co-creator, an owner of the technology that drives your business? How might that change things? It's definitely a powerful idea to mull over.